We are the J.L. Houston Company. We're located here in Hopkins, Missouri. We build storage tanks, steel, carbon steel and stainless steel. We build them for different industries. We build a lot for the ag industry, but a lot of small tanks anywhere from 150 gallons, and we build it up to as big as 50,000 gallon. We also build tanks for jet fuel industry, airports, what have you. Also, the stainless steel tanks are used for chemicals. We built a lot for chemical plants, finished process, industrial processes, and what have you. We don't have a traditional assembly line type manufacturing plant. We work in different areas depending on what you're doing. Most people are all welders for the most part. We've probably got just barely a handful that don't weld. We do ship our own product, so we do have guys that have to load them, unload trucks, load our trucks, and those types of things. We've been here since 1954 and have expanded quite a bit in the last 3, 5, and 10 years. We are doing that also right now, building a new paint shop in the back that'll be an indoor paint shop, of course, and a sandblast facility. It is about the only place that we have any type of assembly line type of thing in our plant. We start out and we roll a ring. We take a flat piece of metal and we roll it into a ring, we call it, or a circle, and then we put the ends, or we call them the heads, on it. We tack them on. We get that process complete. We roll it down to the next station. It's a person welds that solid. When they get done with the weld process, it gets pushed on down again. We put our openings, or the fittings we call it, in the tank that'll be used by the end user. After we get those welded, we do test them to make sure there's no leaks. If there happens to be a small pinhole leak or something somewhere, we repair it, push it on down, and it gets taken to our paint facility. One of the processes we saw this morning, we're welding what we call a submerged arc welding process, where the gentleman is on top of the tank and the tank rolls underneath him. It makes for a very nice finished weld on the tank. Before that point, when we construct it, we either construct in a horizontal position or a vertical position. We do both. Horizontal we've done for years and years. Vertical is a little newer process that's a safe space when we're constructing it. When we get that done, then it moves to the next station. On the video that we saw, where a gentleman was welding on top of the tank a little bit, he was almost completed with that tank. When it gets finished, it will either be a stainless steel interior tank, which we didn't see in the video, or if it's not, it's all a carbon steel tank, and we will have to paint the interior and exterior of those tanks for the jet fuel. We get all that done, and then we usually ship it with our own trucks wherever it might be, wherever the end user or the airport is requesting. We've shipped them all over the United States, and we ship most of them ourselves. We've been to Montana, Louisville, Kentucky, Corpus Christi, Texas. We went out to Boston, Massachusetts with a different type of tank here recently. Like I said, we ship all over the United States. We take it as a tank when it gets there, then our distributor comes in and outfits it and plumbs it for final use at the airport. Like I said, we have been here since 1954. This will be starting my 29th year here myself. I am a Northwest Missouri State graduate. Stayed fairly local most of my working time. We have about 45 employees on our steel plant manufacturing side. Like I said earlier, most of them weld. We do have in our office about 8 or 10 office staff. We don't have much turnover. We have some like everybody, but for the most part, we've got some long-standing employees, one that have been here a long time. We hire a lot local, and most of the guys, like anywhere, they'll start out and kind of build themselves up to a different type position. They'll start at entry level, like a lot of places, even painting sometimes. Then they'll build up to a finished tank producer. Our office people stay fairly similar to what they're doing. We do AutoCAD work too. Production from in here, sales, of course, all starts in here, and accounting also. I think they get a lot of self-satisfaction. I will joke with the guys sometimes. We'll go through and we'll make a comment that you built this. You know, we're very hands-on, you know, and a lot of times you'll get a guy in here that might build a tank from beginning to finish. He might actually get involved in building the tank. He might take it to the next stage, and he might be the guy that finishes the tank too. And not a lot of guys can do that. We also shipped a couple tanks to the Maryville airport, the local airport here, probably 10, 12 years ago roughly. And I took the guy that was involved in that down to the airport himself to say, here's what you did. You know, so it's kind of a neat process. Pride, you can take pride in what you've done here. Very odd 2020 COVID world. We've changed our logo to, you know, we build a quality steel product, but now we say we've been essential since 1954.